To mom is to love is helping moms support moms through all the ups and downs, and there's lots of them. Founder Valerie Probstfeld joins us now to share her insights. Valerie, it's great to have you on the show. Hopefully, we'll have you plenty of time. So, what inspired you to create To Mom is to Love, and what is it?
Thank you so much for having me on the show, Jessica. I was inspired to create To Mom Is to Love because I studied for motherhood like I thought it was going to be an examination.
You
I
too?
wanted to get
Okay.
yes, absolutely. I was going to get an A plus. I'm not sure who was going to give me that exam, but I was going to rock it. And within 5 minutes of my baby being born, she went to the NICU and I had the illusion of control taken away from me. And I was like, what is this? I don't really know what I studied, but I didn't study for this. And I really felt like over time, over the next couple of years, time and time again, I felt like I just could not control as much as I thought I control. Get frustrated. I would get anxious. And then one day I just was writing my thoughts and I discovered that mom is actually a verb as well as a noun. And I thought that was interesting because it's very much we're all called mom, right? Like when I was in the hospital, as soon as I was there, I was no longer Valerie. I was mom. And it's a beautiful name, but it's not my only name. So mom is a title, can be a noun, but the mom verb, Merriam Webster says, is to give birth or allow one to rise or care for or protect. And when I saw that, I was like, you know what? I think I want to go by this mom verb more so than the title mom. Because when I think of myself as a mom, I have so many expectations, so much control of, oh, I want to do this perfect. I'm judging me. Society's judging me. But when I live my life more as a verb, to mom, I can live more in love. And that's where I came up with this to mom is to love. And some days are easier than others, some hours are easier than others. But I really felt like the more I live in love, the more I feel like I can be present in my children's life. I can be present in my own life and it fills my cup up more. And I just want to spread that mission to other people. And I just want to make sure that we all know we're doing the best we can and we're doing it all in love. We're imperfect, but we're moms that love.
Ah, you're talking to me. You're talking to all the moms out there. It is so difficult. So, how long does it take to get to that point where you start accepting that it's okay to be imperfect? Not, you cannot, it's impossible to be a perfect mom.
Yes, yes. And I think it's different for all of us. I think for me, it was just this gradual thing of, and I still struggle with that. I mean, I feel like it's for me, I love the brain and how it works. And I think it's all about the growth mindset. So Carol Dweck talks about the power of yet, and we don't pass or fail. We're not a perfect mom or a bad mom. We are always growing. We're always learning. And some days I mess up and giving myself that grace, giving myself that compassion, saying, you know what, mom yelled too much today. And here's what I'm going to work on. And I allow myself that grace. And I think it's really just knowing that we don't have to be perfect and life isn't perfect, kind of being mindful about that, showing gratitude. And that's all takes exercise. I mean, I definitely wasn't doing that at first, but now the more I talk on my podcast, the more I write, the more I talk with people, the more I feel like we all are doing this mom thing and we need to lift each other up and support each other because we are amazing and we have more power than we realize even though we are not perfect.
Valerie, what are moms saying to you when they listen to your podcast, when they check you out on YouTube or on Instagram? Like, what stories are you hearing? Because it's like, ah, okay, we don't have to be perfect.
We don't. Yes. And I think it's that relief factor of it is okay giving ourselves that grace. And there's John Gottman talks about 5-to-1 positive ratios and like with marriages, you're supposed to say, for example, five positives to counteract one negative. But what about with your own self talk? Like our own relationship with ourself also should deserve that compassion that, you know what, I didn't do something perfect just now, but let me counteract that with five positives. Let me think of something I can be grateful for right now, something I can be mindful for. In my background, I purposely like to have trees in the background because for me, it helps me kind of just get out of my own head and be mindful and meet my children, meet myself, meet my friends and family in the present moment. Because really, that's all we have.
So very true. And what do you say to those moms who sometimes, because we all get caught up comparing ourselves to these perfect social media moms? The house is, spotless. The kids are
Mhm.
dressed up. They never look dirty. They don't spill anything. What do you say to those moms who compare themselves to the perfect social media mom?
Yeah, I would say it is okay not to be perfect. None of us have it together all the time. We do not. And I think that if you look at nature, for example, you can see so much of that. I love the analogy of fall. And it sounds kind of odd thinking of it from a social media standpoint, but bear with me with that because when you think of fall with the reds and the oranges, more so oranges and yellows, that is in the tree all along. And the chlorophyll, the green, kind of bring it is in the summer producing food. But this when the sun stops being as bright, when it's colder, when there's darkness, that's when those colors come out. So it's that imperfection that those colors that were in the leaves all along that are brought out that makes it beautiful. The fall is beautiful for not being perfect. And I just always felt like when I learned that, it like gave me it's okay not to be perfect. Like it's like I see it all the time in nature. I see all of this in life. Like we have seasons in life and we don't need to be putting this perfect background into our life because life is beautiful despite its imperfections. Like that is what makes beauty is imperfection.
Mm. Thank you so very much. And thank you for reminding moms about, that you don't have to be perfect all the time. It's not realistic.
It's not. We're doing an amazing job. All the moms out there are doing an incredible job and I am so proud of all of us.
Ah, thank you so very much.
Thank you.